Hey all, the song we're going to do today is Mardy Bum by the Arctic Monkeys, a terrific song and a terrific band from Sheffield, England. I have no idea what a Mardy Bum is, but we're going to sing it anyway. We're going to learn the song anyway. The song, like all others, are for the CoachArt kids. CoachArt is a great organization. I'll tell you a little bit more about them later. The lyrics and chords are going to be in the description below here, so make sure, please, print those out, have those in front of you, and take notes because that'll be really helpful when you're trying to play the song. Let's get into the chords. The first one we need is just a regular old D, a strum, the four highest strings if you can. Then we're going to need an F sharp. And I recommend playing the baby version of that, the baby F sharp. You can play it any way you want, the F sharp. But make sure that you are playing it with your ring finger on the 4th fret A string. That's the C sharp. Make sure you're playing that there. You'll see in a second. And also when you're playing it and bar the highest 3 strings on the 2nd fret, that's the G, B, and E. Make sure you're barring those because we'll need to have that position a little bit later, so play that F sharp. Then you slide up a half step to a G, play the G like that. It's a lot easier just sliding from the F sharp to the G like that. Then you're going to slide down, back down a half step, and you lift your middle finger up, and that gives you the F sharp minor. Okay, so you're just moving that one note to the F sharp minor. Slide down 2 steps just with your ring finger and pinky, and that gives you the E minor that you need. So F sharp, G, F sharp minor, E minor. But if you keep your hand in that position, it's a lot easier to play. The chords we need for the chorus, just a regular old G, an A, a D, and a B minor. You end up playing that twice, but those are the chords you need: G, A, D, B minor. The bridge, we need power chords. Power chords are a lot of fun to play. What is a power chord? A power chord can be a 2-note or 3-note chord, and they're just interesting because they are used. You play the tonic, which is the root note, and the 5th of the chord, but you don't play the 3rd. In this case, we're not playing the minor 3rd. You don't really need to know that, but just in case someone just randomly stops you on the street and says, "Hey, what's a power chord?" you can say, "Hey, it's a chord without the minor 3rd." So the first one we need is the F sharp power chord. It's also called like an F sharp 5. Your pinky is on the low E string, 2nd fret. That's the F sharp chord. Then your ring finger is back on the A string, 4th fret, and then your pinky is right below that on the D string, 4th fret. And when you strum it, you're just trying to hit those top 3 strings. The next chord we're going to need is a half step up to the G power chord, the G5. And then from there, we're going to go up 2 half steps. That would be where the A is, starting on the 5th fret. And that's the A power chord. So those are the chords we need: the F sharp, G, and the A power chords. The intro has 2 sections. The first section just starts off with this little riff. Right? And that's played by just playing 2 strings. And you start with your pointer finger, your forefinger on the 7th fret on the high E string, and then your ring finger on the 8th fret on the B string. And it's important you use those 2 fingers because later on when we play the other frets, it'll be easier to play. And you just play, these are going to be 8th notes, except for the last one, which is a quarter note. And you do the rhythm of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Then slide down to 5 and 7, same rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Slide down to 3 and 5, same rhythm, 1, 2, 3, then slide just your pinky going to the B string on the 2nd fret and just 1 strum. Right? And that's the first part of the intro. The second part of the intro is just this little riff. And that's played by, you start barring the highest 3 strings, the G, B, and E strings on the 7th fret, give that a strum. Then you pluck the B string, then with your ring finger on the 9th fret of the G string, B string, G string again, then lift up your ring finger, right? And that's how that's played. So, B, G, B, G, lift up your finger, and then do it again. Then you just slide down to the 6th fret, the 4th fret, just hitting the G string, and then to the 2nd fret, and then slide back up to the 7th. And that's the second part of the intro. Okay, we're rocking and rolling here. Let's get to the verse. The verse starts off with the D, 4 beats, then to the F sharp, 4 beats, the G for 2 beats, F sharp minor 2 beats, and then the E minor 2 beats, then to an A for 2 beats. All right. So let's just play that section through. Now then, Mardy Bum, I can see your frown. It's like looking down the barrel of a gun. And then you play that again. So each verse you play that chord progression twice, and both verses are exactly the same. The chorus. The chorus starts off with a G for 2 beats, an A for 2 beats, D for 2 beats, back to an A for 2 beats, and then a B minor for 4 beats. And then you just do that again. The G, A, D, A, B minor. Let's play through the chorus. Laughs and jokes around. Remember coodles. Yeah, so the Arctic Monkeys say coodles. I guess that's a Britishism. I say cuddles. I'm from New Jersey, so I'll say cuddles. Let's do that again. So, laughs and jokes around. Remember cuddles in the kitchen too. Get things off the ground. It was a buck away. Now it's right hard to remember on a day like today, when you're argumentative and you've got that bass on. Okay, that's the chorus, and that's how you play that through. The bridge. The bridge is the, oh, I'm sorry I was late. And that's where we're going to be playing our power chords. The way I like to play it is just some quick downstrokes on that. Matches the song, and you really kind of want to get that thuddy sound. And it's just pretty straightforward. So, oh, I'm sorry I was late. I missed the train, and the traffic was a state. I can't be asked to carry on this debate that reappeals when you say you don't care. But of course I do. I really do. And then just my transition, the way I like to do it, I like to go to that A chord at the end. So that is the bridge. Let's take a second to talk about strumming patterns. Now, you know me, I don't really like to dictate what kind of strumming pattern you want to use. You can just do whatever you want, and I really urge people just to do what you feel rather than really focus on a strumming pattern per se. The song's a lot of fun to sing along to as well, so sometimes you don't want to get overly concerned about what strum pattern you are sticking to it. That being said, I'll just show you the way I play maybe the first verse and the chorus, and I never play it the same way twice, so don't try to, not that you would, try to memorize this, but just so you can hear something, it might give you some ideas the way you want to play it. I usually start off kind of slow. Well, now then, Mardy Bum, I can see a frown. It's like looking down the barrel of a gun, and it goes off, and out come all those words. There's a very pleasant side of you, the one I most prefer, the one that laughs and jokes around. Remember cools from the kitchen to get things off the ground. It was up away. Now it's right hard to remember on a day like today, when you're argumentative, you've got that face on, and then you jump in the next verse. Okay, that's just one way you can play it through. Just give you a couple ideas. That was Mardy Bum. I hope you had fun with the lesson. I sure did. I just want to tell you about CoachArt. CoachArt is a fantastic organization where we do music, art, STEM, lots of different programs for kids with chronic illnesses. So check out the organization, have a link in the description below. Learn about the organization. Maybe you want to participate, maybe you want to donate, maybe you just want to pass along the information to some kid who needs it. So if you have any questions, let me know. Do not subscribe. Nobody needs to be following you around with all these cookies. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and just check back every now and then. And let me know what a Mardy Bum is. Take care.